and that is about the number of textual variants. Ehrman makes a stunning numerical claim in his book, and he repeats this throughout lectures he gives all over the country, but he says it in his books, and he claims there's more variations in the New Testament manuscripts than there are words in the New Testament. What is a textual variation? A textual variation is when you lay out two manuscripts side by side and you realize that one is different from the other. So let's imagine we have two copies of Galatians, and we lay them out one side by side, and we realize that scribe in one place wrote one word, but then in the other manuscript, a different word appears there. That's a difference, or a variation. Those are called textual variations, and they have to do with handwritten manuscripts. Every time I use the word manuscript in this lecture, I'm talking about a handwritten Greek copy of the New Testament that precedes Gutenberg, right? When Gutenberg comes, there's no longer need for handwritten copies in the same way, and so we usually stop our counting process at that particular time. Well, Ehrman makes a stunning claim, and that is there's between 200,000 and 400,000 textual variations in our manuscript tradition, more than there are words in the New Testament. Now, that's a scary stat. You'll hear that stat and go, well, I guess we could just close up shop. If that stat's true, then you could never know what the New Testament says, and maybe we're all wasting our time. But stats are tricky things. Mark Twain once quipped about stats when he included them under the three kinds of lies he says people tell. He says there's three kinds of lies. There's really bad lies, and he didn't use the phrase really bad, and then he said, and then thirdly, there's statistics. And his point with that is that statistics can be as misleading as a lie. I'm not suggesting that Ehrman is lying, be clear, I'm not. I am suggesting that stats can be misleading. 200,000 to 400,000 textual variants, I think Ehrman's right about that number. Just to scare you for a moment. You're thinking, I thought you were supposed to say you disagree with him. I don't disagree about that number. I disagree about the meaning of that number, which we'll come back to in a moment.